For centuries, tales have been whispered around crackling fires, stories passed down through generations. And across village greens, tales of creatures lurking just beyond the edge of sight, hidden in the shadows of our everyday lives. Creatures of the night, moving with a stealth and power that speaks of a wilder, untamed world, a world that exists parallel to our own. These are not tales of myth and legend, but accounts, often brushed aside, of encounters with something extraordinary, something that defies explanation. We journey now to the very heart of these whispers, to the rolling hills and ancient woodlands of southern England and Wales, where the past and present intertwine. Here, amidst the familiar landscapes of our island home, a mystery unfolds, a mystery that has captivated the imagination of many. A mystery shrouded in shadow and secrecy, a mystery that challenges our understanding of the natural world and beckons us to look closer. Join us as we delve into the intriguing world of big cat sightings, a world where the line between reality and folklore blurs. We will examine the evidence, hear the testimonies of those who claim to have come face to face with these elusive creatures, and listen to their stories of awe and fear. And explore the enduring question, are big cats really out there, living wild in our midst? Are these sightings mere figments of imagination, or is there truth lurking in the shadows? Our journey begins in the rugged beauty of Cornwall, a land sculpted by wind and wave. It was here, on the edge of Bodmin Moor, that a lone walker had an experience that would stay with him forever. The sun was setting, casting long shadows across the moorland, when he noticed a movement in the distance. A large black creature, far too big to be a domestic cat, was stalking across the open ground. Its movements were fluid and graceful, its coat sleek and black as night. The witness, frozen in place, watched as the creature disappeared into the gathering gloom, leaving him with a sense of awe and unease. From the wild beauty of Cornwall, we travel east to the rolling hills and verdant valleys of Devon, a place where nature's tranquility often hides unexpected surprises. Here, amidst the patchwork fields and ancient woodlands, another encounter unfolded, one that would be etched in the memories of those who experienced it. This time it involved a group of friends who had decided to spend a weekend camping near the mysterious and rugged terrain of Dartmoor. As dusk settled and the campfire crackled, casting flickering shadows around them, they became aware of a pair of eyes watching them from the edge of the woods. The eyes, large and luminous, seemed to pierce the darkness, sending shivers down their spines. The air grew thick with tension as they tried to make sense of what they were seeing. Suddenly a low growl echoed through the trees and a large black cat emerged from the shadows, its presence both majestic and terrifying. The campers, terrified, huddled together as the creature circled their campsite, its powerful muscles rippling beneath its sleek coat. They could feel the ground vibrate with each step it took. After what felt like an eternity, the creature melted back into the darkness, leaving the campers shaken and bewildered. They would later recount this encounter as one of the most surreal and spine-chilling experiences of their lives, a story to be told around many future campfires. Our journey takes us next to the heart of Somerset, a land of gentle hills and ancient legends. This picturesque region is known for its serene beauty and rich history, a place where the past and present intertwine seamlessly. It was here, on a misty morning with the fog hanging low over the fields, that a farmer had an experience that would challenge his perception of the natural world. He was a man of the land, familiar with every inch of his property. As he made his rounds, checking on his livestock, he noticed something out of the ordinary. He noticed an unusual set of tracks in the dew-laden grass. These tracks were unlike any he had seen before. The tracks were large and feline, suggesting the presence of a creature not native to these parts, unlike anything he had ever seen before. Following the tracks with a mix of curiosity and apprehension, he came to a clearing, a place where the grass was trampled and the air felt different, where he found the mangled remains of a sheep. The sight was both shocking and perplexing. The kill was clean and efficient, indicating the work of a skilled predator. The work of a predator far more powerful than any fox or dog. This was no ordinary animal. The farmer, shaken by his discovery, felt a chill run down his spine. Couldn't shake the feeling that he had stumbled upon the lair of something extraordinary. The dense woodland around him seemed to hold secrets, whispering of ancient mysteries yet to be uncovered. Chapter 4. Encounter in Dorset. From the rolling hills of Somerset, we travel south to the rugged coastline of Dorset. Here, amidst the dramatic cliffs and secluded coves, another encounter unfolded, this time involving a young couple walking along the coastal path. As they rounded a bend, they came face to face with a large black cat perched on a rocky outcrop. The creature, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun, turned its head and fixed them with a piercing gaze. For a moment, time seemed to stand still as the couple stared in awe and trepidation at the magnificent creature before them. Then, with a flick of its tail, the cat turned and vanished into the undergrowth, leaving the couple speechless and exhilarated. Chapter 5. Encounter in Hampshire. Our journey now takes us east to the ancient woodlands and rolling downs of Hampshire. Here, in the heart of the New Forest, a group of birdwatchers had an experience they would never forget. As they set up their telescopes, hoping to catch a glimpse of rare woodland birds, they noticed a disturbance in the undergrowth. A large black creature, moving with a stealth and agility that belied its size, was stalking through the trees. The birdwatchers, their breath caught in their throats, watched as the creature moved closer, its eyes fixed on a group of unsuspecting deer. Suddenly, with a burst of speed, the creature pounced, disappearing into the undergrowth with its prey. Chapter 6. Encounter in Sussex. From the ancient woodlands of Hampshire, we travel south to the rolling hills and chalk cliffs of Sussex. Here, on the edge of the South Downs National Park, a lone jogger had an experience that would change her perspective on the natural world. As she made her way along a secluded trail, she noticed a movement in the bushes ahead. A large black cat, its eyes gleaming in the dappled sunlight, emerged from the undergrowth and crossed the path in front of her. The jogger, her heart pounding in her chest, watched as the creature disappeared into the trees, its sleek black coat blending seamlessly with the shadows. Chapter 7. Encounter in Kent. Our journey takes us now to the Garden of England, the county of Kent, where orchards and hop gardens meet ancient woodlands. It was here, in the heart of the Kent Weald, that a group of school children had an encounter that would spark wonder and excitement. As they walked along a country lane, returning from a school trip, they noticed a large black cat walking parallel to them in an adjacent field. The creature, seemingly unperturbed by their presence, continued on its way, its sleek black coat shining in the afternoon sun. The children, their eyes wide with amazement, watched as the creature disappeared into the distance, leaving them with a memory they would treasure forever. Chapter 8. Encounter in Wales. Our journey culminates in the rugged beauty of Wales, a land of soaring mountains and ancient forests. It was here, in the heart of Snowdonia National Park, that a group of hikers had an experience that would leave them breathless. As they made their way up a steep mountain path, they noticed a set of large feline tracks in the muddy ground. Intrigued, they followed the tracks, which led them to a rocky outcrop overlooking a breathtaking vista. And there, perched on the edge of the cliff, was a magnificent black cat, its fur blending seamlessly with the dark rocks. The hikers, awestruck by the creature, Today we delve into the enigma of big cat sightings in the UK. And oh, before we part ways, do remember to like and subscribe. Thank you to all you lovely people who have already subscribed. It really helps. The mystery of the big black cats. In the quiet corners of Wales, Whispers of mysterious creatures have long haunted the countryside. In the year 2024, these whispers turned into chilling encounters that left witnesses in awe and fear. But these sightings were not just modern anomalies, they echoed ancient tales passed down through generations. South Wales, Gareth Evans encounter. My name is Gareth Evans, and I'm a 45-year-old window cleaner from a small village near the Brecon Beacons. One early morning in 2024, as I was preparing my equipment for the day's work, I saw something that made my blood run cold. The sun had just begun to rise, casting long shadows across the fields. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a movement. Turning to look, I was stunned to see a massive black cat, much larger than any domestic feline, prowling near my neighbour's sheep. The creature had a long, sleek tail and a muscular build, moving with a grace and power that took my breath away. I stood frozen, watching as the cat moved through the tall grass, its eyes glinting in the early morning light. For a moment our gazes locked, and I felt a chill run down my spine. Then, as quickly as it had appeared, the cat disappeared into the woods, leaving me to wonder if I had imagined the whole thing. Shaken, I reported the sighting to local authorities, who conducted a search but found no conclusive evidence. The incident reminded me of the old Welsh legend of the Beast of Brecon, a phantom wildcat said to roam the moorlands, preying on livestock and evading capture. Mid Wales, Carys Morgan's encounter. I'm Carys Morgan, a 38-year-old cleaner from a small town near the Cambrian Mountains. One crisp, clear day in 2024, I was taking a walk through the hills on my day off when I had an encounter that left me shaken. The landscape was breathtaking, with rolling green hills and the distant peaks of the mountains. As I made my way along a narrow trail, I noticed a shadow moving stealthily through the underbrush. At first, I thought it was a trick of the light, but then it moved again. My heart pounding, I quickly grabbed my phone and managed to capture a video of the creature. The footage showed a sleek, black feline with powerful movements resembling a panther. I shared the video with wildlife experts who were intrigued and believed it could indeed be a large feline. The sighting sparked interest among local hikers and wildlife enthusiasts, many of whom began to report their own encounters with mysterious creatures in the Cambrian Mountains. These sightings brought to mind the ancient Welsh legend of the Cath Sith, a fairy creature said to resemble a large black cat with a white spot on its chest, believed to haunt the mountains and bring misfortune to those who encounter it. South Wales, the Davies family's encounter. We are the Davies family, and we were enjoying a camping trip in the Brecon Beacons National Park when we had a close encounter with the unknown. It was a warm summer evening in 2024, and we had set up our tent in a secluded spot near a forest. As dusk settled, we gathered around the campfire, roasting marshmallows and sharing stories. Suddenly we heard a rustling in the bushes nearby. Turning to look, we were stunned to see a big black cat, about the size of a Labrador retriever, emerging from the shadows. The cat had a shiny black coat that glistened in the firelight, and it moved with a quiet, predatory grace. We watched in amazement as the cat approached our campsite, sniffing around our belongings. It seemed curious but not aggressive, its eyes reflecting the flickering flames. After a few tense moments, the cat vanished into the forest, leaving us to wonder if we had just imagined the whole thing. We reported the sighting to park rangers, who advised other campers to be cautious and report any further sightings. The incident reminded us of the Welsh legend of the Cath Palog, a monstrous cat said to dwell in the mountains and forests, feared for its size and ferocity. Mid Wales, Rees Jenkinss's encounter. My name is Rees Jenkinss, and I'm a 52-year-old janitor from a small village near the Elan Valley. In late 2024, I set up trail cameras in a remote woodland area, hoping to capture images of local wildlife. It was a hobby I had enjoyed for years, and I loved the thrill of discovering new creatures through my cameras. One evening, as I reviewed the footage from my latest expedition, I was stunned to see several images of a large black cat moving through the woods. The photos showed the cat's distinctive shape and size, suggesting it was not a native species. The creature had a sleek, muscular build and moved with a predatory grace that sent chills down my spine. Excited by my discovery, I shared the images with local wildlife experts who began investigating the possibility of big cats living in the area. The photos sparked a flurry of interest and speculation, with many people wondering if there could be a population of these mysterious creatures living in Wales. The sightings brought to mind the old Welsh tales of the Black Shuck, a ghostly black dog or cat said to roam the countryside, bringing bad luck to those who see it. These sightings reignited discussions about the presence of big cats in Wales. Some believe these animals could be descendants of exotic pets released into the wild, while others think they might be native species that have adapted to their environment. The mystery continues to captivate and terrify those who encounter these elusive creatures. As the stories spread, more and more people began to report their own sightings of big black cats. The countryside, once a place of peace and tranquility, now seemed filled with hidden dangers and unknown creatures.
In the United Kingdom are a topic of great interest and mystery. These reports have been a part of British folklore for centuries, with the most recent surge in sightings occurring since the 1970s. However, it's important to note that there is no definitive evidence of a breeding population of big cats in the UK, and the majority of these sightings remain unexplained. Here are some notable sightings and encounters of big black cats in the UK wild. The Beast of Bodmin Moor. This is perhaps the most famous and well-documented case of a big black cat in the UK. Reports of a large, black cat-like creature on Bodmin Moor in Cornwall date back to the 1970s. The sightings were so frequent and convincing that the British Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Food conducted an investigation in 1995, but no conclusive evidence was found. The Surrey puma. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, there were numerous reports of a large cat, often described as puma-like, in the area around Surrey and Hampshire. The creature was said to have been responsible for the deaths of livestock, and there were several sightings by credible witnesses. The Hertfordshire black cat. In the 1980s, there were several sightings of a large black cat in the countryside around Hertfordshire. One particularly famous sighting was by a police officer who reported seeing a large, black cat-like creature while on duty. The Aylesbury panther. Reports of a big black cat in the Aylesbury area of Buckinghamshire began in the late 1990s and continued into the early 2000s. There were several sightings, including one by a local farmer who reported seeing a large, black cat in his fields. The Scottish big cats. Scotland has also had its share of big cat sightings, with reports of black panthers or pumas in various parts of the country, including the Highlands and the Borders. The most famous case is perhaps that Beast of Galloway, which was said to be responsible for the deaths of several sheep in the area in the late 1990s. The Essex lion. In 2012, a flurry of media attention was generated by reports of a lion on the loose in Essex. The sighting was never confirmed, and the story was eventually debunked, but it highlighted the enduring fascination with big cat sightings in the UK. The Gloucestershire beast. There have been numerous reports of a large black cat in the Gloucestershire area, with sightings dating back to the 1980s. Some witnesses have described the creature as being larger than a domestic cat, with a long tail and a puma-like appearance. The Leicestershire panther. In the 1990s and early 2000s, there were several sightings of a large black cat in the Leicestershire area. One witness reported seeing a cat that was bigger than a Labrador, and big black cat sightings can vary. They continue to be reported across the UK. Here are some additional sightings and encounters, including more recent ones. The Exmoor beast. Reports of a large black cat in the Exmoor National Park in Devon and Somerset date back to the 1980s. The creature, often referred to as the Exmoor beast, has been blamed for the deaths of livestock and has been sighted by numerous people, including hunters and farmers. The Kent puma. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, there were several sightings of a large cat in the Kent area, with descriptions ranging from a puma to a panther. These sightings were particularly notable due to the proximity to urban areas, suggesting that the creature might be adapting to living closer to human settlements. The Lincolnshire black cat. Reports of a large black cat in Lincolnshire have been ongoing for decades. In 2019, there was a notable sighting near the village of Bicker, where a large black cat was seen by several people, including a local farmer. The Warwickshire panther. In 2018, there were reports of a large black cat in the countryside around Warwickshire. A farmer reported seeing a big black cat that was bigger than a Labrador near his livestock. The Ceredigion puma. In 2020, there were reports of a large cat-like creature in the Ceredigion area of Wales. The creature, described as being black and puma-like, was seen by several people in the countryside. The Northumberland black cat. In 2017, there were reports of a large black cat in the Northumberland area. A local resident reported seeing a big black cat while walking in the countryside, and there have been other similar sightings in the area over the years. The Isle of Wight panther. In 2016, there were reports of a large black cat on the Isle of Wight. A local resident reported seeing a panther-like creature in the countryside, and there have been other sightings of a large black cat on the island over the years.